Hermès has been active in watches since the 20s, but we really started our own operation in Switzerland in 1978. When we launched it the first time was really a turning point, because that was a moment where I think we came with this very original complication, and I think the way all the industry were looking at us changed. We were awarded at Grand Prix de l'Horlogerie de Genève. I'm really happy that we are able to reintroduce this complication in a revised version using the Vaucher movement and in a slightly thinner version. We like at Hermès to play with time, and we always say at Hermès that time is an ally. It's true that it takes time to produce our object, to produce our bags, and as a family business, it's always a long-term perspective that we look at. So all this was expressed for us in that specific complication where we have the illusion of stopping time. We could be considered first as a fashion brand, even if Hermès is not fashion, but we are very active in ready-to-wear. This industry has existed in Switzerland for so many years. You have so many beautiful and established brands that newcomers like Hermès, even if it has been some years now. And it's true that the first development of the brand in the 80s and the 90s, when I joined the company, was based mostly on quartz watches and mostly feminine watches, some of them very accessory-like. So that was what I initiated around 2002 and 2003. It was absolutely necessary for Hermès to go in the mechanical watch and to be matching, once again, the best know-how, like we do in every activities where we are in. We have been keen on integrating some of the more specific know-how. We have both our dial manufacturer, we have both one of our case manufacturer. All this is now integrated in a beautiful factory that we have in Le Noirmont, and that we are planning to rebuild to triple its size because it's too small now. So we have a very ambitious and beautiful project. And also we are a shareholder. I decided to take some shares in 2006 in a movement manufacturer, which now is very well known, which is Vaucher. So we are a shareholder for nearly 20 years of Vaucher, and now, of course, using only Vaucher movement in our watch. When a know-how or access to a raw material is key to the final quality of the Hermès object, if we are ready to take control of it or to put some money in this. When this started, it was first in the textile and silk activity. Until the 80s, we were only customer of some of the best suppliers in France in the Lyon region. Today, we have 1,000 Hermès employees working in that process, weaving, printing, finishing, dyeing, and so on. We have all the complete know-how. And that was the opportunity also for us to consolidate some of these activities, which were sometimes family business, a bit fragile, and also to invest massively in silk or cashmere printing today. We have the best, the most impressive workshop in the world. I mean, it's really a beautiful tool for Hermès. We have come as an ambition to rival all the best players of the industry. And what is interesting in this original complication like suspended time, we are where others didn't go. Of course, we are offering more classical complication like a moon phase or like a second time zone. We try always to include some original way of showing these complications. which everybody proposed. But on suspended time, it's interesting because it's our own idea that we have developed through partnership with Agenor at the time. And we want to pursue also that route, which is interesting. And the reaction of the industry when we launched the suspended time was, it's a simple idea, but nobody had it before. Hermès, in all its activities, is not a marketing-driven company. I always say that at the executive committee of Hermès, nobody has the title of director of marketing. This is a position that doesn't exist. But at the same time, within the executive committee of Hermès, there is my cousin who is artistic director, and he's part of the executive committee. The combination of creation and craftsmanship is really what makes Hermès unique. I think in watches, like in fragrance, like in jewelry, like in fashion, we express this idea of creativity. One other illustration of that was this fantastic new way of wearing a watch that we introduced with what we call the double tour. It was not know-how. It was not about watch know-how, but it was about innovation through leather. And that was really an idea from Martin Margiela at the time. It was not a marketing idea because we were not prepared. It was an instant success, and we didn't count on the success, I must say. I was in charge of the watch in Switzerland at that time. And that was something completely new and a very simple idea, but nobody had it before. I think that once again, the suspended time complication was also there a turning point. And I think that we attract the attention of the collectors. And it was fantastic because at that time, we had some men coming to Hermès to buy that complication and saying, my wife is a customer, but it's the first time I buy something at Hermès for myself, not as a gift. So for us, that was really something important. The strategy of Hermès in the last 5 or 6 years has not been to increase the number of stores, but increasing the average size of the store. And of course, when you have a store of 400 or 500 square meters, it's the opportunity to give more space to shoes, for example, which is a category that has been developing a lot, but also to watch and jewelry. And now we have really much more important space and dedicated space to these activities, watch and jewelry. And also, together with a larger space, you have to have more knowledgeable salespeople. Because the watch at Hermès remains the more technical product to sell. It's not very complicated to sell a tie. You look at the colors, and if the guy has blue eyes, you select maybe a blue tie. Well, for watches, when you sell a complication, you have some connoisseur. You have some people who know the other brands, who are going to ask questions about the movement. Maybe they know Vaucher already, so if the sales associate doesn't know Vaucher, it's embarrassing. So we are in that process, and it's an ongoing process to have really more and more watch specialists among the Hermès stores to be able to sell all that we are developing in terms of complicated watch. We are very proud of a category of watches that we are still selling well, which are quartz Swiss-made, entirely Swiss-made watches like the Cape Cod with a leather strap, which are beautiful watches, original design, made in Switzerland, entirely made in Switzerland, and which offer a sort of an entry price because it's, of course, a product that you will keep for life. And the price starts at around 2,500 euros or 3,000 euros. The idea is not to go up and dropping that category. The idea is to go up, but keeping that. In a market like the French market, it's a traditional gift for if you have succeeded your pass an exam or celebrating your 20th anniversary or being engaged. It's a traditional gift to receive an Hermès watch, maybe not the super expensive one or the super complicated watch, and that's a watch for life. So we had 3 years of extremely strong growth for Hermès in general, but even more for Hermès watches, 21, 22, 23. 24 has been, our figures are public because we are a listed company, has been a little bit disappointing in the range of growth because we made a minus 4% for watches, which, if we consider the figures of the industry and the figures of the different brands, is not so bad because we still increased our position in the ranking of the brands. But I think the answer to that uncertainty, of course, everybody knows that the Chinese market is less buoyant than it used to be, and it's an important market for us. I think the answer to that more difficult times is of course always to keep the quality level and also to be even more creative and more attractive and more surprising. When times are a bit more difficult, that's what we did at Hermès in the pandemic year. We didn't reduce the quality and the wideness of our collections in any métier. We said, no, we have to be creative as ever. And I think that's the good answer for us. It was very well received. Of course, the year was a bit challenging. So we need to establish that watch. The first months were extremely good. Now we are reinforcing the cut with the specific complication of suspended time, which I think gives a different strength to that watch in gold. So we are still quite confident on the midterm.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Pleasure.